Hello again, everyone. It's Vince, and this is our update for February 24th, 2026. Hope everyone's had a great day. Let's take a quick look at how things went today on the markets. When you first look down this row, you see nothing but green. It looks pretty good. Most or all of that happened at the very beginning of the day. As you can see here, first hour or so, and then complete flat line on the Dow. The Nasdaq was more or less the same, as was the S&P, as was the Russell. So could have did something in the first hour and gone golfing or shopping or something else. Would have been much better than watching the screen today. The Dow up 387, pretty decent bounce from yesterday's loss. S&P up 52, the Nasdaq up 260 or so, and the Russell up 28 points. If we look at crude oil, we were down 68 cents. We basically gave up what we had gained yesterday. Gold took a rare day off here, down 49, and silver just up 93 cents. I say just because we're used to, we've been accustomed to seeing a lot more recently. So this really seems like a quiet day. Bond yields were mostly higher, except for the 20 and 30-year treasuries. Those were slightly lower. The dollar rebounding here today, but again, not able to close above that trend line. And the VIX pulling back about 7% here, back below 20. The crypto market, where are we here? Bitcoin down 500 but bouncing off the lows, and Ethereum is actually back into positive territory here. We were lower earlier in the session, and now here we are up to 70. We have economic data points, not a whole lot happening here. Tonight we do have Trump's State of the Union. That should be interesting, I'm sure. Wednesday, we get the MBA mortgage apps number, but really nothing else that's exciting. Thursday, we get jobless claims, and then on Friday, we get the PPI, which and Chicago PMI, which that could be interesting. Earnings season continues here. I'm not going to go through any of these tonight, but tomorrow, after market close, Nvidia. A lot of people will be watching and listening to what Nvidia reports tomorrow night. Now, have a few charts to look at here. A couple shaded green, which look like pretty good setups to me, but I'm going to start at the bottom here with EWT. This is one of those global ETFs. This is Taiwan and looking pretty good. Now, it's a little far from the ATR here, but I mean, there's a lot of buying pressure behind this. Have a look at the weekly and the monthly recently. Just this month. I mean, last month it did, throughout that month, trade above the all-time high, but ended up closing just below it. And here we are this month, just running away with it. So EWT looking pretty strong here. We also had ON Semiconductor, symbol ON, with a setup here, long plus. Now it's off the highs, but not a big deal. If we look at the weekly, we see that we have certainly turned the corner a while ago here and have been pushing higher, but now we're running right into resistance here. So that is why it's not one of my favorites, but I thought it'd be worth keeping on a watch list. I mean, if we get above, I would put it here. What I do when I draw these lines is I'm looking for as many touches along a certain level, and I would put it right along the 76 level, right around here, 76, 77, right there. So we're not that far. We're at 70 here, and so if we can get above there, I think that would start looking much better. Here it is on the month. You get a better perspective here for the amount of activity above that level versus below it. And obviously you can see that above that 76 level, 77 area, it is wide open, and we could be making a run to the all-time highs near 112 there. So keep that on the watch list. The other one is ODFL, Old Dominion Freight. We have kind of a very odd looking cup and handle on the daily coming together. If you look at the weekly, here it is. So we've got a bit more of activity overhead, but the heavy lifting is behind us now. We've cleared a lot of this. We just have the little left, and here we are at 196.70 above 200. That nice round psychological number. I think this may get a boost. So keeping this on the watch list as well. Now, the two that I do like here are Walmart. Nice and clean, nice zigzag pattern. But when you look at this and this stair-step formation, every pullback comes right back into a support area and bounces. We did this again here. We got right back to that high and bounced. And if we look at the weekly, beautiful, nice and strong, nice and clean. And the monthly shows us that we're in all-time high territory. Nothing to worry about. Earnings 79 days away. Those are behind us. So Walmart looking really good. And the other one that I like today is REMX. Now, this is a rare earth play. This is the VanEck Rare Earth and Strategic Metals ETF. And it just has a really nice setup here. Yes, we had pulled back here. Again, we pulled back right into this prior high. Have a look at the low here from Feb 5th and the high from October 15th, pretty much the same spot. Here, we bounce. And if you look at this little stretch in here, it looks messy, right? Couple of stop outs. It looks pretty ugly, some back and forth. But what we do have throughout here is higher highs and higher lows. And now we get into a spot where we've got, a lot less overhead activity. Now, there is still some here when we look at the higher term charts, but even look at the monthly here. This is what I see. First of all, there is this point of control, this area here that we are now sitting just above. So we have a little bit left, and then we're completely in the clear. Well, we also can say, oops, I misdrew that. Let me try that again. You can look at this as an inverted head and shoulders. So, shoulder, head, and shoulders. And I know I drew this below the TPs. You can draw it here, but it's still lower than these 2 points. And where is the highest point below the above the two shoulders? It's right here. So this is the neckline right here, right? This is the neckline, sitting right around 125. Now, we're a little ways away from that. We're just under 95. But, first of all, the road to 125 is not that crowded. It's still pretty clear. But above 125, I think we can really move. And so even looking here on the monthly now, we do have higher highs and higher lows. So I really like this. I think this is at an early stage in this move, even though when you look at the monthly, certainly doesn't look early. But again, put into perspective with the weekly and the monthly, the daily, it doesn't look as bad anymore when you look at that monthly chart. So I think this is a nice clean setup. Really like it. And there is no earnings date posted. We may have to go. Oh, actually, sorry. Obviously, there's no earnings date. This is the ETF. So my mistake there. So that's even better. We have absolutely nothing to worry about. So those are the two I like the most today, Walmart and the VanEck Rare Earth and Precious Metals ETF. And these are a few that I'll be adding to the watch list. That is about it for now. Now, keep in mind, tomorrow, that is Wednesday, February 25th, 10 a.m. Eastern, we're kicking off with another live market chat. I hope you join us. But until then, I hope you have a great evening. We'll see you on our next update. Take care.